Hey guys, Dancy2 here. Okay, this is hard for me to do. I'm just gonna come out clean and say it. I messed up. Last time, we fought Ajito and Crossed, and we're supposed to be going to talk to Isaac now. Truth is, I already did that. Um, I did that, I went to Yowam, I got all my stuff forged, and then when I was going back and reviewing the footage, I realized I missed like 3 talking points I wanted to bring up. Probably not that many, but enough for me to want to go back and re-record. Unfortunately, I didn't have a save file for immediately after that, but what I do have is this, where we're with Piers. So I thought, instead of just, cutting this all out, re-recording, not even bringing it up, just acting like nothing happened, I might as well show off alternate universe timeline, where instead of winning against Agito and Crossed, we lose. So let's get that show on the road and show off exactly what happens then. It's just a slight difference in dialogue. There's no real permanent effect change, except for the fact that obviously we wouldn't have gained the XP from the fight, or the dark matter we got in the fight. That being said, when all is said and done, I will be reloading my previous save, because I obviously want those two things. Also, I really don't want to do another hour of forging all of the stuff again, so we can just forget that. Anyway, we've seen all this before. Yoink. Yeah, you know what that means. It means we get to die now. Come on already. Alright, since we have all of our Jin set off of us, it means we're incredibly weak. I'm actually surprised that didn't instant kill me. I want to try and get it so I die before the rest of my party shows up. I want to see if that's possible. Apparently I'm going to find out. Oh no, they just show up then. Actually, no, that's 2 turns in. She would have showed up anyway, so I don't know. Jenny, you're going to have to die fast. It'll probably just cut ahead. Except for the fact that Jenna doesn't have her Jin set off of her, so this might actually... Nope! She got insta-killed. Okay, that works too. So yeah, if your people die, then it just skips ahead to when the next person comes in. I'm surprised she got insta-killed by that. Nope, I think Sheba's down too. Oh, hang on by a thread. I was say, I know Agito's not gonna try and draw this out. Haha, yeah, you wish. Hey Alex, you here to save us this time around? Grand, then help us, we got frickin' destroyed! My body is in pain. No, you assholes! Mia, do what you were born to do. Heal constantly. That is all she will be doing from here on out, by the way. Mia is the closest thing in the entire series to a dedicated healer. Yeah, let's talk not on top of the giant lighthouse. Might tempt me to push you guys off. No! Jenna, who's the leader here? Not you. Shut up. Oh, just make out, why don't you? I know that line's getting old, but I'm still kind of bitter for how he acts in Dark Dawn. And what we can assume because of it, or what I assume because of it. Fucking deadbeat. Alright, everybody on the elevator. Ow. 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 I'll just limp home! It wouldn't surprise me if they stuck me with 1 health. Okay, alternate universe done. Oh, they did full heal me. Okay. So yeah, alternate universe done. Don't really know why I looked in there because of the fact that I'll be showing off. I just gotta remember what I did. Actually, no, it shouldn't matter because I'm reloading, so I'm not gonna mess around with that kind of stuff. So yeah, we're just gonna head back and talk to him now. If I can find where the avoid spell is. There it is. Come here, you. Okay, avoid up. Monsters won't attack as often. As you can see, all the shops are closed now, except for, oddly enough, the inn and all of the gambling areas. There was something I got here on my first run through. Where was it? I think it was here? Yes, Power Bread. Okay. Who did I give it to my first time around? Maximum HP increase. It was Jenna, because I boosted it up to 600. There we go. Alright. I am trying to make things as combined with my first run-through as possible. Obviously, you know, XP and Dark Matter excluding. Alright, guys, let's talk. If you try and leave, by the way, Jenna will yell at you, and you can't. Not for lack of trying. I didn't want you involved. I'm a loner with a dark past. I'm super generic and all that jazz. We're trying to save the world. Crandon, mediate now. I'm the bad guy here, an anti-hero. Doesn't play by the rules. I'm far less generic than I'm making it sound. We were helping them. They were gonna kill my mom and dad, and yours! Yep, lots of people died, apparently. Somehow I didn't die! Well, we can't say for certain. I mean, what happened after the boulder passed by us? You know, it could have kept going down and hit somebody else, who knows. Yep, they are alive. For now. No. You wouldn't have believed me. We have a far more pressing matter. Why we're just dying. We need to get the life support systems back online. Yeah, he did say that. Yep. Yeah. Might as well do something to try and stop one end. What men do with the power of alchemy at that point is their choice. Yep. Damn right, you're a lot dumber. Now you wouldn't have. Sacred teaching's my left foot. Hey, Hammer. Huh, interesting. So yeah, apparently Hammer and Ivan are related. They are siblings. Surprise! Out of balance. Wow. Yeah, let him handle things. He seems to be pretty confident. Yeah, I don't know. They might be a little bit too stupid for the lighthouses. You are correct. The real funny part is, even if there wasn't a force opposing him, he probably wouldn't have been able to do it anyway. Yeah. Awesome team. Combine our powers. We are on a trip, Jenna. I wouldn't call them enemies, just people with different things. Different methods, that's the word I'm looking for. Okay, this line right here, this is one of the talking points I wanted to stop at. This is Felix's quest now. We're just doing what we can to help out. Remember this line. Remember it well. Because Dark Dawn, sure as shit, will not remember this. Yeah, I guess so. Alright, awesome team is officially formed. We got a second row party. Like I said before, because the password will transfer any of the psi energy items that you get. I'm gonna need lift on. It'll transfer any of the psi energy items you have. It'll also transfer all your Jin. Any level password will do those two things. Obviously the other passwords will transfer what I told earlier. Hold on a second, I want to see something here. I'm trying to figure out how... I think they just take the actual order you get them in the game and throw them in exactly that order. That's what it looks like from here, at least. I'm not sure, though. Considering, yeah, it's even as far as, you know, how they're placed. So that makes sense. Okay. Because of the fact... also, if you do a gold password transfer, all of your items will be unequipped. This is actually kind of useful if you have a ton of cursed equipment, but at the same time, at this point, you should probably just have enough money to do it. Use a link cable if you're looking to get stuff, i.e. Okay, first and foremost, for having the Force Orb, we get extra Jin here. Very good one, also. This is Shine. Shine is fairly powerful single targeting Jin, but also can cause delusion on not only its target, but the enemies surrounding the target as well. It's one of the few Jin that can hit multiple enemies. I'm gonna try and remember to get everything I got my first time around. No promises, though. I will review the footage on both and make sure I get everything accounted for at the very least. Because down here we have lift. Lift boulder. Use cyclone on this patch of grass and free gen. This is Geode. Geode is a very powerful Venus Djinn. It's a straight damage Djinn. It does times 3 your attack power, so it's a triple damage. We'll get unleashes later on that will deal triple damage, but Geode does it automatically, no questions asked. Anyway, they have taken the wings and strapped them onto our boat, literally giving us an airship, or a bird ship, if you will. Actually, more bat ship because they're bat wings. Shit. We're actually dragons because of our head, obviously. What am I thinking? You have to use Psynergy to power them, which actually does deplete our Psynergy bar, so yeah, nice gameplay mix in there. Using the power of hover, we can do it. And for rescuing Hammett from the Lumpa Fortress in the Golden Sun 1, this guy will show up and give us something very good indeed. He will give us Orichalcon. Orichalcon is basically some of the best forging equipment in the game. The problem is, I don't have a lot of use for it. Luckily, this one I do definitely have a use for. Which we will see my use for it later. So we press and hold B and we can fly. Yeah, don't complain. At least we can get over these stupid coral reefs now. Serious time. Quite mysterious. But there wasn't any answers. Yeah, but still doesn't explain who she is. No, that's not the point, Garrett. He's a good father, but we still need to think about where you come from, because there might be something more to it. More importantly, why was she sent here? Once again, things Dark Dawn should have addressed, but never did. You are a bad sequel. Go sit in the corner and think about your life choices. Oh, wow. Jeez, Crandon. Talk about shelter to the extreme. I guess all teachers are assholes to some degree. Yeah, that's what you get when you trade knowledge for family. Alright, with that over with, we're going to turn right back around. Actually, hold on a second. Can I... Nah, it's easier just to do it this way. Because Hama was talking about the world freezing earlier, and never really, for some reason, I thought you got all the dialogue for that right away, but it turns out you actually have to go back to get all the dialogue for that, which is kind of weird and kind of backwards, and I don't like it. I thought you got it all at once, but apparently they decided that you would have to go back to get its actual reasoning behind it. If you're smart, you pretty much... It's pretty obvious if you're smart. However, if you're not paying attention that much, it can throw you for a bit of a loop. Also, the fact that it is exposition and the fact that it's optional and you have to go back for it kind of annoys me. And there's no real even... There's no, like, I don't think there's a gin you get from it or anything else. It's just you need to go back to get the rest of the explanation. I guess, you know, time is of the essence here, but still, you know, you could tell us why, lady. Hey, Hama. Think you needed to finish your exposition train here. No, I don't think he would. Like I said, this should really have occurred during the cutscene. Delicate balance. This is why I always say, like, basically from the lighting of the first Mercury Lighthouse, if we had left things alone, or if Isaac had actually succeeded, probably would have done a lot more harm than good. He lacks the ability to. He really does. It's not just that a great power stands opposed to him, it's the fact that the lighthouse itself will not let him. There is no way for him to physically do it. He requires a power that only one character has. Plunged into ice. This is a very good way of describing how elemental opposites, neutrals, and weaknesses work in the game. Basically, there's two kinds of elements. There's hot elements and there's cold elements. Hot elements are aligned to each other and cold elements are aligned to each other. Jupiter and Mercury, water and wind, are cold elements, and Venus and Mars are hot elements. And granted, those are really good reasoning explaining why on both. And quite obviously, opposite elements are opposed to each other, and the other element to any given element is just neutral. It doesn't matter. And combining the two elements together apparently increases the hot or cold rate considerably, which is why now that Jupiter's lit, things are getting a lot colder, a lot faster. Supposedly in the game world, at least. And that's really it. Honestly, I don't know why you have to come back here for that. That's something that's always really bugged me. I'm gonna go map time for just a second. Okay, in the idea of conserving time here, I'm just gonna point out a couple things here. Back here at the Southwest Akita Islet, there was a boulder we could lift. It turns out, in my game, there's actually nothing past that boulder. But, if you have not transferred all the Jin from the previous Golden Sun game, or if you haven't used a password at all, there will be a Jin there, which is a Jupiter Jin there which is one of the Jupiter Jin that you have missed from the previous game or did not transfer. There is one of each kind of Jinn scattered around in for this reason. It's just to help people along in case they might have missed one at some point in the previous game and it didn't get transferred. The Jupiter Jinn is here. It's at the end of a bunch of pillars after the liftable rock. Later on, we'll actually find the area that has the Mars Jinn, and I don't know where the other two are. Aside from that, I think the only other thing to note is either here... Actually, I think I'm almost 100% certain it's here. It's in one of these three shallow spots, but I believe it is this one. Not that one. This one right here. Of these three that kind of make this little line here, I believe it is this one, but in one of them, it's surrounded by coral reefs, and it can only be accessed now that we have the wings. There's a rusty sword in there that I will be getting forged for next time, or this time, because I'm just going to load up and show you the results of my efforts. So, keep that in mind as well. I might show it on screen now for my failed recording, but I'm not going to run all the way over there. Actually, that's a fairly short distance away. I bet I can make that. I'll just go show and confirm where it is, because of the fact that I don't remember which of the shallow spots it's in, which is an unfortunate thing. Other than that, I think I have done everything that I did in my first round, except, you know, I talked to Hamma again, which I still don't know why they split that cutscene up. I really don't. Because that's kind of important information, and why they made it optional. It's just confusing as shit. Also, I should note here that while you are flying, it'll continuously drain your PP gauge, obviously, but it will also eliminate all random battles. So that's really useful. It'll also allow you to overcome certain parts of land. This is what I was looking for, so it was in the spot I thought it was. Oh, don't you give me that. Give me the fucking sword. Alright, now that we have the sword, I'm going to be cutting away to post-forging, so see you guys in a minute. Okay, back in Yalom, back in the correct timeline, post-forging, we have a couple new things. The dragon skin I made into the dragon helm, and for Shiva I made into the dragon boots, because of the fact that she's going to be running with the clarity circlet, which is basically the first circlet we could get in the game. She needs a little bit better defense boost, and contrary to what I said earlier, the dragon boots actually boost your defense more than leather. I typically forget this because leather's the higher than most of the special boots you can get. And obviously turtle boots and safety boots are higher than both, but they lower your speed by quite a considerable margin. That being said, between the feathered robe and her naturally high speed, I could probably run her with either one of those two, but I don't want to take any risks. Aside from that, the rusty sword that I just showed off gets forged into the soul brand, which is actually a relatively weak weapon, but I didn't transfer with any equipment, so beggars can't be choosers at this point. Aside from that, I'm also showing off where all my items have gone, so if you need to look, pause at any point. I've actually set up my Jinn a little bit strange. I have Ivan running in a quad elemental class with the Totem Gaver icon, which I'll probably go over more if he sees any time in battle. Aside from that, and the Dark Matter I forged into the Terra Shield, which I will probably not end up using because I don't have the Cleric's Ring, but I'm going to keep it on Garrett for right now just in case. Dark Matter Forge really doesn't matter all that much. I'm just looking to forge something with it. Aside from that, I'm going over all my stuff again. Oh, right. How did I miss the elephant in the room? The auriculum I got last time, or this time, I guess. Man, that's going to be hard. I forged into the Big Bang Gloves. For those of you who know the auriculum forge table, it took me 3 tries to get these. The first time around, I got the shield, which I never use. I know it's a good shield, I just don't find a lot of utility use for it, because at this point in the game, you want more offense boosts rather than defense. And as a result of that, you know, the shield is kind of not that good. I mean, it's perfectly usable, but I prefer using Jinn like Steam or other stuff like that to boost my resistance in battle rather than have it be boosted by the shield itself. That was my first round. Second round, I got a sword. For those of you who know the auriculum table, yes, I got that sword. I got the sword you get from auriculum is Excalibur. It has a 5% chance of being crafted. I got it on my second try. It took every ounce of willpower I had to reset and craft again. I have gone weeks trying to get Excalibur. and to get it in one try boggles my mind. Unfortunately, Big Bang Glows are 1,000 times better. No, whoa, do not drop that. Increases Mars power by 40. Basically, the best arm equipment in the game for Jenna. This is her final equipment, essentially, for that. Aside from that, not much else really to go over. Still got the feathered robe from before. Everyone else is still pretty much the same. Hasty Blade went back to him because I think, yeah, Ivan's got that. And to show off a little bit of something else, now that we have Force, I have all of my stuff on the correct people this time around. And use Force here to knock that over. Hop over here. Find out what's over here, because I forget. Ah, the ladder. Which should lead us to the Masamune. Masamune is kind of an interesting weapon. It's actually coded into... It's partially coded into the first game, so technically you can have it in your equipment slot in that game. But what's interesting is what happens when you transfer it over. I'll go over this more later because there's another weapon this applies to with much better results. It is a mercury-based weapon with, once again, like the Cloud Brand, it has a higher unleash rate than normal. It's got a 40% unleash, just like the Cloud Brand. This is actually something I didn't know for a while. I've seen a lot of people use it on Piers. I don't like to, honestly. It's... I don't know. Having him use a light blade feels wrong, and compared to a lot of the other endgame weapons, it's severely underpowered. That being said, it's not a bad weapon by any means. It just doesn't pack enough of a punch for me to warrant using it. That being said, I am probably going to use it on Felix for right now, just because I don't have anything else for the poor guy. I actually... When I was playing the game out, I had a big problem. I realized early on I had a big problem where I had this giant gap between the Hasty Blade and his final weapon, and I just don't have anything to throw in there. As a result, Hasty Blade is going to go to Garrett, which means I get to sell that Dragon Axe I just bought. That's nice. There was something else I wanted to go... Oh, right. Duh. Jin setup. I took the liberty of off-screen setting up all of my Jin classes. Like before, these guys are going to be mostly in Tri-Elemental. Ivan is going to be in Quad. Unfortunately, Quad leaves a couple extra Jin floating around, 1 or 2, and as a result, Garrett is Jin dump in that regard. More or less, Garrett is going into the Crusader class, sort of. I say sort of because he's going to be muddled with a bunch of different other stuff. But because of this, he'll actually be able to switch in and out of different classes a little bit easier. And really, Crusader is probably the best class to go like halfway with because of its raw stats. Everything else is pretty much the same though. Isaac is still Samurai, Mia's still White Mage. And I'm also going to switch up my party because the back row gains only 1.5 times experience of the front row. Because of this... I need to switch my party around a little bit, and I'm basically going to alternate dungeons as far as who's in the lead. Some of the later dungeons, I'll stop halfway and I'll swap who's in front. So, but for the first dungeon, I'm going to try and get my secondary party, which is the original game party, back up to their normal levels, because actually, eventually, I want to swap Mia out for Shiba. Just so Shiba can be a little bit more offensive in the back party, and Mia can heal the front. Other than that, that's pretty much it. Next time, we'll actually do some shit. So, see you guys then.